Madden Football brings you the Divisional Round of the NFL playoffs and is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Falcons and the Eagles under the lights on Sunday night.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we're on the road to the Super Bowl. Coming up, we'll close another Sunday of football with a great matchup between the Atlanta Falcons and the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm Kate Scott, joining me as always, my partner in crime, Brock Heward, and we are excited to bring you this NFL Divisional Round game. Well, excited, the word that you and I get to use, Brock, as do all these great fans in attendance, but for the players down on the field, I think a better word to discuss in this situation might be pressure.
I don't think there's any question about that, Kate, with every one of these.
Only one spot remaining in Conference Championship weekend. Let's see who claims it. We're underway in the Divisional Round finale. He stopped on the return at the 27. So here come the Eagles for their opening drive. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
Kate, it's not often that we talk about quarterbacks having a nose for the end zone in football. It's usually reserved for the running backs. But Jalen Hurts has changed that conversation. He has so much power, so much strength. You get him into the short yardage situations or around the goal line.
Avoids a defender. We've got a foot race. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
First down throwing for Hurts. That's who is running back, Kenneth Gainwell. And he gets it through the midfield stripe and onto the Falcons side of the field. 2nd and 3 now. Now a shotgun handoff to Gainwell. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. That's Matthew Judon in on the tackle. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. And the Falcons get a 5th defensive back out there. 3rd down coming. Again, this is Gainwell. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there. Making a really close measurement to see if he got the first down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
First down, and they go right back to him. He still has room inside the 30. And he takes this all the way down to the 24-yard line. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on a broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
On first down, Hurts completes this one to Jahan Dotson. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
Goddard makes the catch. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. They have it 1st and goal, an early lead available here in the postseason. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Won't make the play on that one. It hits the deck, incomplete.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Hurts trying again on 2nd down. He's got it. Touchdown, Philadelphia. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established in its top gear right here early on.
Extra point up and good by Elliott. And the Eagles will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. On the return, here's Ray McCloud. He's stopped on the return at the 27. So out head the Falcons for their first possession. And leading them out is a master at overcoming adversity before and after being drafted 8th overall in 2024. Out of your alma mater, Washington, it's Michael Penix Jr.
One of the big advantages of Michael Penix coming into the league is it wasn't storybook in college. In fact, he got beat up in Bloomington. Everybody remembers the end at Washington, the runner-up for the Heisman, the national title game. But he took a beating. Injuries derailed many of his years back at Indiana. And I think because of that background, because of all that gets built through that adversity, he's more than ready for everything that comes his way in the NFL.
They'll run it here with Bijan Robinson. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
You know how we hear about teams and quarterbacks avoid targeting a stud quarterback, just throwing away from him? Well, maybe they should avoid running it anywhere near this guy. He's having no issue stopping these plays cold.
Third down, it's Penix. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of fourth down.
It's exactly how you draw it up defensively. A 3-and-out and a sack on top of it. Create that negative play. Create a little doubt in that quarterback's mind. And offensively, well, that's the worst way to start it. No rhythm, no tempo, and now you give the ball right back to the opponent.
So with the Falcons set to punt on fourth, on comes Bradley Pinion. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. And that fair catch brought in just beyond the 30-yard line. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And the Eagles will take possession. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. First and 10, here's Hurts. He's on the move. He keeps it and takes off. They manage 22 on the rip and a first down.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. Shotgun snap for Hurts. That's Smith on the slant. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Hurts now from the gun. He has the first over the middle. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
All set up now for 1st and 10. From the pistol, Hurts. That's incomplete left side. He was looking for Dallas Goedert there. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. From the gun, a give to Gainwell. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Play made there by Clark Phillips. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board. I know. Sometimes we take kickers for granted, but I'll tell you what, you can't hit that any better. Never even flirted with an upright. That was right down the middle.
McLeod now returning it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Falcons taking the field for their second drive. And they need some kind of score here, Brock, to keep this from getting away from him on the road in the postseason. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Penix here from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. So 2nd down coming up. From the shotgun, Penix escapes the pocket. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes him back, 3rd down coming up. Penix working from the gun. He lets a heater go deep, middle of the field. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Trying to force one through there. And that brings up 4th and long. The Falcons getting ready for the punt. Back deep for the Eagles is Isaiah Rodgers. Collects this at the 35. And he gets him something back on that return. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield. Officially a 55-yard launch. And they're going to take over possession. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Throwing here, Hurts. Got a man, Uzama has it. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. 2nd and 3 now.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Falcons' 48-yard line.
Staying between the tackles with Gainwell. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
That'll do it for 1/4 of this NFC Divisional Round matchup. It's a 2-score game early. We'll return to the link right after this. Ready now for our 2nd quarter. The Eagles have the football. They've got 1st and 10 here, looking to add to their lead. Hurts to throw. Completed over the middle. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Motion man right is Smith. Hurts. Has the connection to Gainwell. And he's going to be out of bounds right along the 20. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
It's a sweep. He pops the pass forward. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
No, it's not a running back, but it's a receiver carrying across the marker, Kate. I'm not even calling this a trick play anymore. It's about maximizing your resources and your asset, and this receiver shows you he can be a tool as a running back.
This one's caught. And he drives this forward to the 6.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion. That is teaching tape for a linebacker. Read, react, and finish.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Hurts setting up to throw. He's got it. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. The flag comes out. This is going to back them up to the edge of the end zone. There was a blitz coming, and that got somebody to panic and jump early. It cost him 5 yards. Well, the jumpiness cost him 5. 1st and goal, a little bit tougher here. Short side option here. He's running left. And he is into the end zone for a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles make it a 16-point ball game. Jalen Hurts with the touchdown. My partner up here is pumping his fist after that one. That is how you run an option as a quarterback. Good read to hang on to it and do it himself.
Yeah, because I could never do that, not even close. But when the defense overplays and you run that option, you get that good 2-on-1, more times than not, they will commit to the more dangerous guy, the running back. But you leave a lane, this quarterback can do some damage as well.
That one splits the uprights. And the Eagles take a 3-possession lead. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. McLeod now returning it. This return makes it up to the 25. Here's Atlanta ready to take over possession. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Josh Sweat making the stop. 2nd and 6 coming up here. They go play action. Here's Penix. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Well into this first half, still struggling to find any rhythm, and that's what sacks do. That is why these defenders get paid big money when they get those sacks in the stat column, because as you're seeing today, it totally disrupts the rhythm, the continuity, and any success for an offense.
Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. To the air with Penix. He's in trouble, and they bring him down again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Punting unit out now. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. The return begins on their side of midfield. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Now elsewhere on the return, there's an injured player in need of some attention, which he will get as trainers head his way. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Hurts looking to throw. Brought in right side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down. Back to throw, Hurts. Able to find Gainwell. And he'll go down here at the 16.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
He brings it in. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. Now after the play, we have somebody shaken up. That's Jahan Dotson in some distress as they come out to look at him. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Motioning the tight end now. Here's a give inside to Gainwell. And they make a stop at the last minute. It's a gain down to the 1. It's a pickup of 5, and that brings up 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Gainwell goes up and over for the touchdown. The Eagles could push this to a 4-score game as they take a 23-point lead. Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Eagles make it a 24-point ball game. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. This return starts at the 5. Finds some space, he's past the 30. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. Onto the field runs the Atlanta offense. And this drive, they need to come up with some type of answer because, well, Brock, we can almost hear those engines starting to gear up. They might have a boat race coming.
Yeah, I think everybody in the building can feel it. This has been so momentous one way, and as a competitor, you have got to stop that slide.
He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. From the 34. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up 3rd down. Throwing for the pistol, Penix. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. Bradley Pinion on now to punt. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Makes the grab in bounds, left side. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
One play in, and already they're close to midfield. On 1st down, Hurts. He's on the move. He's on the move. And they bring him down around the 34. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. 2nd and 3 now. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play.
You're using this play to try for a 1st down, but also set up whatever in your back pocket for 3rd down. But you know what? Throw it all away. None of it matters now if you can't hang on to the doggone football. And the defense pounces on that one in a hurry.
The Falcons with the football late in the first half. And with all their timeouts remaining, Brock, they may be able to put a little something together here before halftime. The Falcons in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Throwing now, following the turnover. Pass is caught. That's Darnell Mooney. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Here's Penix to throw. That's complete to the sideline. Not a ton of room, but he does get the feet down.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Nabbed by Kyle Pitts. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Working inside the red zone. Forced out to it. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. The Falcons take a timeout to their final one. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
Okay. Can I be honest with you? I'm just starting to feel bad for this quarterback and his family because he is just taking a beating before our eyes.
And no one had a shot at that. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Penix here from the gun. He'll get this complete to Mooney. And he's got it inside the 15 before going out.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
The kick by Lutz is good. And that lowers the lead to 21.
Anytime you start sniffing that red zone and you don't score 6, you only come away with 3 points. Not what you were looking for on the call sheet.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
Looks like they'll play it safe with a run to the outside. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. So we're to halftime in this fight for a spot in the NFC Championship game. Now down the coast we go to Orlando, Florida, in our studio there. Jonathan Coachman waiting by with the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. One of these two teams is going to move on to the conference championship. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, where it was the Packers who get the win at home. The Packers are able to finish strong, and they are a top contender for a Super Bowl title as they wind up at 14-3 on the year. We just watched a fine first half out of the mobile quarterback, that's Jalen Hurts. He had a touchdown both in the air and on the ground to help push his guys into the lead at the break.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. He fields it from the 8. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Falcons offense now with the football first to begin quarter number 3. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And the Falcons will have a first.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice, once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
Penix on first down. Escapes the pocket. Oh, look at this. Here he goes.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Putting a receiver in motion. On second down, Robinson. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run, in need of some attention. To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Throwing, Penix. Hits him on the out route. And he's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the shotgun, Penix bails out of the pocket quick. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the 1st down.
That throw behind his intended target. That throw was looking for Kyle Pitts. And it's going to be 2nd down. Penix working from the gun. The throw is caught. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. So now here's 3rd and 5.
5 yards on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Here's Penix. And they will score. It's an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons cut into the lead coming out of halftime. That one not easy, Brock. Threading the needle there. There was a lot of traffic in the end zone, but he found his man.
Yeah, that was an ill-advised decision, but when you give your receiver a chance, that's what they love. And sometimes you just have to trust your guys are better than theirs.
That one right down the middle. And the Falcons get it back to a 14-point game. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. Here's Smith on the return. Finds some space, he's past the 30. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The Eagles ready to set up shop on offense. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. And someone stepped in, it's intercepted. Jesse Bates in to pick it off. Well, they left the locker room in front. Great position to be in, right? But a shaky start to half number 2 with that interception.
We know that no lead in the NFL is safe. A 1-point lead, something that looks insurmountable. How many of these games so often come down to one possession in the end? With a half of football left, you just can't give away too many gifts and too many possessions.
The Falcons ready for their next possession. They got the job done their last time out. Still trailing by a lot, though, so they're going to need a repeat of that touchdown here. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. 1st down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Another carry for Robinson. His push straight ahead nets maybe a yard at most. Big Jordan Davis getting there for the tackle. We paused here to deal with an injured player, and this is a significant one. That's Bijan Robinson getting looked at after that play. Eagles with an extra man in the secondary for this 3rd down. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Time we offered some serious blanket praise for this entire group defensively. The guys up front, they've certainly generated the pressure. Everybody on the back end in coverage, well, they're holding down their assignments to delay these throws. This is going to be one tomorrow, one fun tape to watch, because 6 sacks, hard to come by in this league.
So out now comes the punter. And this is going to be his 4th effort tonight. He has it at the 13. And he'll scrape together what he can on the return. He gets it back to the 20. It's a 54-yard punt that time. And it's going to be their football coming up. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. That's Smith on the slant. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
You know, Kate, years ago, my old high school receiver and I got together for a football camp. I could still close my eyes and throw him that slant. We've done it millions of times. You get a QB receiver connection like that, it's dynamite.
1st and 10, here's Hurts. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Hurts now from the gun. Flushed out of the pocket. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
When nothing opens up, that becomes a pretty clear throwaway spot. I mean, that is textbook throwaway spot right there, Kate. Get outside the box, chuck it into the 3rd row, and avoid exactly what happened right there. Because now 3rd down is so much harder.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
And he's there to make the fair catch right at the 10-yard line. So no return on that punt. And the Falcons will take over. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll run the draw with Robinson. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3. Staying with Robinson. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to 1st down. But instead, defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out in 3rd and short.
That's caught for the 1st. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Well, a tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
All right, I'll set up now. 1st and 10. To the air with Penix. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Let's be real clear, there is nothing lucky about number 7 at all for this quarterback. The 7th time he's been taken to the ground for a sack. This defense, they made adjustments. They're incorporating a variety of different looks and blitzes, and it just seems like, Kate, constantly they are a step ahead of whatever this offense is trying to do to protect this quarterback.
Another try following the sack. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. Clean breakup on that throw. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Penix now. He's looking deep once again. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. Great defensive effort to reject that one. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. They'll send out the punting unit. And this will mark his 5th kick of the night. And he sends this away, definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And he's just going to fair catch this one. That's brought in at the 39-yard line. No return on that punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. They'll run here with Gainwell. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Able to find Gainwell. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. We're down to 1 quarter to play in this NFC Divisional Round matchup. The Eagles with the lead, hoping to close out a playoff win. Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. This is Gainwell. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Hurts looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4.
Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
And he's able to get this down to the 36. They come through with 6 yards there, Brock, and they're rewarded with a new set of downs. 1st down, ball at the 36.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Back to throw, Hurts. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
At the 28-yard line.
From the pistol, Hurts. Taken in by Smith. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
One of the tight ends motioning left. 1st and goal, they'll try an option to the left. And he takes this down close, up to the 3. This is going to go as a pickup of 4. 2nd and goal coming up.
A 4-yard gain brings up 2nd and goal at the 3-yard line.
Shotgun snap for Hurts. Has the connection to Gainwell. And he's tackled for no gain.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles have likely locked up the win right there. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
Point after added on by Elliott. And the Eagles stretch their lead to 21. Elliott's all set for the kickoff.
Jake Elliott
starting from the 5. And this drive will start inside the 25. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Penix looking to pass. Dumps it off to his running back. Rolling into enemy territory. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down. Down inside the 40 now with a 1st down following that last play. Penix now to throw. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Penix setting up the running back screen. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
And again, it's Penix. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is in! And the Eagles get to it! And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Well, whether they recover that one or not, either way, they were turning the ball over there. But no doubt, probably stings a little bit extra fumbling it away instead of just being stopped short.
It sure does, because look at the defense. Look at what you just gave them momentum-wise. Not just the ball, but the spirit of those guys knowing, yeah, they not only stuffed you, but they could rip that ball away from you, too.
Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. On the handoff, here's Gainwell. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They stick with Gainwell. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. 1 yard on the run, so just 3 yards across those last 2 carries. It's 3rd and 7. Throwing from the gun. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. That's Justin Simmons. And the Falcons take over as he records the 40th interception of his career. Well, okay, I guess we've got a couple of very giving teams today, Brock. One side coughs it up with a fumble, then the other side graciously hands it right back with the interception.
Hey, listen, if you like playmaking defenses, then you like this game right here. These defenses, they're the ones supplying the big plays, and they're putting their stamp on this game.
Now here come the Falcons on offense. And all game, they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. On 1st down, here's Penix. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Penix here from the gun. That's brought in by Mooney. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. Penix now on 1st down. And he rips this one out and over the back of the end zone. Incomplete.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
The Eagles swarm in and take him down. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Again, he's under pressure. pressure, and he goes down. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough fourth down. Trying for it with Penix. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Hey, I get it's already over, but go down swinging. Unfortunately, that play, like so many of them today, Kate, has been pretty indicative of how this contest has gone.
The Eagles about set to go on offense. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
And they'll bring him down after a pretty short game. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Now Gainwell. And he'll get it up to the 44. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. A give here to Gainwell. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down.
The only thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
Again, this is Gainwell. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. So beneath a chorus of fly, Eagles fly. It's a win for the Eagles. And their run through the playoffs has reached the penultimate stop on the tracks. The conference championship game next week. And they're going to need the same type of effort from this game, Brock, to carry forward to reach the end of the line and earn that Super Bowl appearance. Well, that'll do it for us, for Brock Heward and our entire hard-working crew. I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Eagles are winners as we say so long from Philadelphia.